Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, we've got all the Transformer reveals from New York Comic Con. Flame Toys shows off its upcoming Beast Wars Megatron model kit, and Hasbro gives us another Star Wars Transformers crossover. This is the way. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024, and this is episode 613 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that asks, can an Energon lightsaber blade cut through Mandalorian Beskar armor? I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team of Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, and I would have to say probably no, Charles. If a regular lightsaber can't go through it, I don't think an Energon lightsaber would be much different. Let's talk Transformers.
It's Energon. It's Energon-y. No? All right. As always, we start the show by thanking our donatrons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and support the show. We really appreciate it. If you're not a donatron and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that's where you can sign up. Of course, as a donatron, you get lots of bonus content. You get automatically entered into all our contests. Lots of cool perks. And let's talk about that bonus content. That includes our bonus show, We Like Big Bots, done by Daryl and Dr. Pants, who are conspicuously absent this week. But yeah, they have 14 episodes of We Like Big Bots, talking about the biggest bots from their collections, their Transformers collections. They take a character and talk about all the different versions of that bot they have in their collection. So it's a really cool show because they are two of the biggest bot collectors we know. So they've got a lot of big bots to show off, and it's a cool show. So that's Donatron exclusive. You got to be on the Patreon to get access to that. And but there's 14 episodes right there for you to look at if you are interested. And more should be coming, I hope, by the end of this year, maybe. We'll see. Of course, that's not the only show we've got. We've also got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. And we do a bonus version of that show every other week where everyone who's a donatron gets access to the own bonus uncut version of the episode a week before the regular version comes out. So everyone who was a donatron had access to episode 126 last week, but now it's coming up on the free feed for everyone else this week. So if you are listening to Empire of Rust on the free feed at transmissionspodcast.com/rust, you can get that episode right now. Episode 126, No Mercy Mission This Time, featuring special guest, yours truly, as a Starship pilot NPC. So take a listen to that and let me know what you thought. And we still got issues of our Transformers #1 exclusive cover with artwork by EJ Sue. That's available on our website at transmissionspodcast.com/comic. So you can pick that up and we will ship that out to you. We should have a bunch at TFCon Baltimore in a couple of weeks. So if you're going to that, maybe take a look. I think we'll be. I think Jimmers is letting us hitch a ride on his booth, where so if you can pick it up if you go to Distortion Productions. Look at all the music that he's selling at TFCon. You can take a look there. And of course, lastly, we've got our promo code at toyhacks.com. Save 50% off all your purchases at toyhacks.com with that promo code Octobots, and that is throughout the month of October. Octobots. You can use that code for all your purchases at toyhacks.com. Cannot be combined with any other code, but can be used with your RoboPoints. All right, that's it for the intro. Let's get into the show. Talk about some quick hits.
All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is Hasbro has announced another 1027 event. This is something that they've been doing on October 27th for the past few years, and it's a Pulse Premium event. So in theory, Pulse Premium subscribers are the ones that get to watch it. I think it's been a Zoom call in previous years, so I'm not sure how it's set up this year because I can't get to the login or the subscribe page to sign in. So we'll see. I am a Pulse Premium member, so I'm hoping I get to watch it. But all the news comes out after, and they did hint at New York Comic Con they're going to be talking about the new Studio Series Devastator at this event. So looking forward to lots of stuff next week. And they're doing it on a Sunday, so we'll have the news same day for our recording that night, which Charles is going to miss.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's coming up. We'll have news next week.
All right, we've got Flame Toys' next model kit was unveiled. I think we saw this at a Tokyo show. We talked about it a couple weeks ago or last week, but now we've got all the official images for a Flame Toys Furai model Beast Megatron. So this is Beast Wars Megatron, and it's a Flame Toys kit, model kit that you can put together. So, these are pretty cool. I've got a bunch of these that I haven't put together yet, but if you are a Beast Wars fan, and particularly Beast Wars Megatron, you can check this out. He's got he doesn't transform, but it is a cool model kit you put together. It comes with all the accessories of the Tyrannosaurus head and the and his tail blaster as separate items that you can hold in his hands. And lots of different poses and things he can do once the kit is put together. So it's a really cool looking kit. Okay, next up we've got more 3-0 action figures. This is a 3-0 DLX Lockdown Event Exclusive Edition. So this is Age of Extinction Lockdown. That character from Transformers Age of Extinction. Remember that movie? That awesome Michael Bay movie. But yeah,
that Michael Bay movie.
If you are a fan of this Lockdown character, you can pick up this figure. It comes with lots of accessories. Doesn't transform, but does come with a lot of accessories to make him look, like he did in the movie. And it's a little bit pricey at almost $250, and it stands 9.5 inches tall. 24 centimeters for our Canadian friends. And it will be released in the second quarter of 2025. So I guess that would be April to June of next year. So yeah, you can take a look at this. Yeah, it's a pretty penny, but if you are into these statues, DLX does do these, or 3-0 does these high quality statues. This is the DLX. They're one in their DLX line. So yeah, it looks really good. It has LED light up effects that requires 2 AG13 batteries. And as I said, lots of accessories to make it, all the his face gun, spark extractor, hook, arm blade, all this good stuff. So I'm not a fan of Age of Extinction, so this is not for me, but if you are, check it out.
Well, I will say the detail is incredible on this. Yeah. Just from that aspect, the movie might suck, but this figure looks really cool.
Yeah. $250, it better look cool.
I mean, it does look $250 cool. I mean, I think if you get this, you're getting your money's worth as long as you're into the statues.
Yep.
Next up, we have in the MDLX line from 3-0, their Acid Storm and Sunstorm. And these are just repaints, I believe, of their Seeker mold, but you get the green and the yellowish orange. Let me go down to the Sunstreaker. We have the Acid Storm is the green. You can see them both. So they're essentially the same figure, just with the different paint schemes. I think the hands, you might get a little different hands, I believe. But if you're into these, I don't think they're as expensive as the DLX. Let's see, they are. We don't have prices on here. $80 a piece. So yeah. And these are 7.8 inches or 20 centimeters tall from like to the top of the wings. 50 points of articulation, die-cast metal frame, 2 interchangeable faces, detachable wings, detachable cannons, detachable blades, and 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. So, you know, if you're into building up your Seeker collection of, you know, these non-transforming figures, you got 2 more of the popular colors, and, you know, just, you know, add those to your collection. Yeah, I'm also not into the statues, but you know, you can't fault FreeZero's quality because they do look pretty badass.
Yep. And DJ, I think DJ Ronan in the chat is correcting us. They're not statues; they're action figures because they're very posable and movable. So you know, just keep that in mind. Okay, next up, we've got this really interesting diorama, and this is a collaboration between companies Mighty Jax and Supercraft Lab. And this is a Till All Are One diorama. So you can see in the background, you've got like a mashup of Optimus Prime and the Autobot symbol and the planet Cybertron, and or maybe the Matrix or something, maybe. And then like you've got little figures in front of from Transformers the movie. So you've got Hot Rod holding up the Matrix, then you've got Grimlock, RC, and can't see
Jazz Bumblebee.
Jazz. Oh, is it Jazz? Yeah. Cool. So it's a really interesting, very detailed diorama here. So I think they said this was they're showing it or they showed it a prototype at New York Comic-Con, and this is going to be 68.6 centimeters tall, 50.3 centimeters wide, and 51.1 centimeters deep. So that's about like I don't have my Daryl's tape measure with me, but that's about like 2 feet tall, a little bit over 2 feet.
I think I saw that they're not going to sell the whole thing. They're going to sell it like pieces of it. Like, I can't remember where I saw that, but it was like I'm guessing like the big Optimus Prime part might be one, and then the smaller figures might be another piece.
Okay. Well, they said the pre-orders are starting on November 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern time, but they don't have a price listed yet. So get your pre-order in and then figure out what you're going to... I imagine this is going to be pricey because it looks like it's a handcrafted diorama, and they're making 101 units. So this is going to be limited... very limited item. So
yeah, and if you go to their website, I will have linked. You can sign up, register your interest. Next up, we have a pre-order of a reissue. The Earthrise Titan Scorponok is going to be coming out again. So if you missed out on that, you can check out your regular places to buy toys and get in on the pre-order. It will be $199.99, so $200 with a ship date of April 2025. So no changes to the original figures, just a reissue, and it's at all the regular places: BBTS, Entertainment Earth, you know, everywhere you would expect it to be. So if you missed it, check it out. This is a pretty big bot. It says 21-inch robot mode. I don't see the Scorpion mode, but yeah. So personally, I don't have room for a Titan figure right now, but you know, I'm sure there are many people that are excited to have a chance to get this again.
Yeah, the only change to the figure is a price increase.
Right. But as with everything else.
Yeah. Okay, next up from Jada Toys, we've got some car, like automobile figures. These are Ghostbusters Transformers mashup figures. So we've got Optimus Prime's cab mode in Ghostbusters Ecto 1 colors. And then we've got Ecto 1 in Optimus Prime colors with an Autobot symbol. So these are die-cast vehicles. We've got one is a 1 to 32, and then the other one is just a smaller figure. I guess it doesn't say what the one is 124 and one is 1 to 32. So I guess the 132 ones, the smaller ones, are the ones that are coming out soon. And the previous releases were 124, so those were the bigger ones. So if you want a teeny tinier, a little bit smaller die-cast Ghostbusters Optimus Prime and an Autobots Ecto 1, here you go. These are available for you. This is also not for me. I have the Ecto 1. I have the Ectotron figure, which is cool. Transforming Ecto 1 is awesome. But yeah, these don't really do much for me. These, smaller scale vehicles that don't transform.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather get a robot that doesn't transform.
Yeah.
At least you can pose it and stuff.
Right. Yeah, and I don't really I remember when they did the Ghostbusters crossover a few years ago, and they just for reasons Optimus Prime got in Ghostbusters colors, Ecto 1 colors, and was like, it's just another reason to release another MP10 recolor. So that's fine, but not for me.
All right, this one might be for you. Walmart CollectorCon doesn't normally have a lot of, interesting things outside of the retro figures, but this year they have the new Star Wars Transformers collaboration project, and this is the Mandalorian who transforms into his N1 starfighter, which, if you're not familiar with the Mandalorian, it's one of the prequel starfighters you saw in Phantom Menace at the Naboo fight scene at the end of the movie. He ended up with one in the show, and this character transforms into it. I think this looks amazing. I am excited to get this. Pre-orders went up. I'm not sure, but I could probably confidently say that pre-orders are sold out. But it's Walmart, so it will show up in the stores. He's got blasters. He's got a cape. And, how can you say no to a figure with a cape? Come on. One thing I am a little disappointed is the ship has a little bubble where a droid would normally go, but in the show, Grogu goes in there. There's no Grogu in this, and that makes me sad. Mm-hmm. We need a little Grogu in the Transformer.
I agree.
Vehicle mode looks great. Robot mode looks pretty good. If you're familiar with the previous Star Wars Transformers, the robot mode, I think, was the mode that usually suffered. And the vehicles usually looked spot on. And this one, I feel like they've done a really good job on the robot mode. It looks like the Mandalorian, probably because, he's completely in armor. They don't have to try to do like a human face on the figure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what do you think of this?
This does look really cool. I wish Daryl was here, because maybe he could figure out what, like, if this is a completely new mold or if this is a retool of something else. But it looks really good in both modes. So it does look like an original mold to me. And I agree with you. Like in the previous, like years and years ago, when they previously did these Star Wars Transformers mashups, their in-universe explanation was that these were like giant, basically mech suits, like Gundam things, and they came with little tiny figures that would ride in the vehicles. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Like you said, there's no Grogu. There's also no little tiny Mandalorian to go in the cockpit either. So that's probably production costs. They just cut that to save on production costs, and then, yeah, not too many people will miss it, but I miss it.
Right. And one thing, Alex in the chat here noted that the leg of the stand becomes the cape, and I forgot to mention, the cape and the shield he has can combine to form a stand for the ship, as you can see in the picture here. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that's really nice, and yeah, it gives you a nice display option with all the pieces that come with the figure. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get this, and I think it would look really great next to my Lego Star Wars stuff. I guess my wife's Lego Star Wars stuff, not mine. So,
all right, well, that's all our quick hits. So let's move on, because we had a big event last weekend with New York Comic Con. So let's talk about all the stuff we saw in there. All right, New York Comic Con. It's it's a big event of the fall now, with San Diego Comic Con in the summer. We start off with, and of course Hasbro uses these events, to show off some of the some of their toy reveals. This year, for just first up in the initial show floor, we had a bunch of statues and things that were just to kind of wet your whistle a little bit. This premium collectibles Optimus Prime museum scale statue Jet Convoy edition. So this is Optimus Prime with wings. I guess his trailer has transformed into his jetpack. So
using the trailer for the wings is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. It looks good. It does. It's a little busy for me, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Of course, we also had at Comic-Con, Marcelo Matera was there to just sign and do some artwork there, and of course he's been recently inducted into the Transformers Hall of Fame, so he got to he's reaping the rewards of that by taking part at New York Comic Con and hanging out there. We have the Transformers 2007 Optimus Prime build-up subscription figure, which I think we talked about this previously, and now I guess it's on the way to coming out, where this comes out in pieces, so you get like a few pieces every month or so, and put the statue together. It's the movie Bayverse 2007 Optimus Prime, so not for me really. This is not my favorite Optimus Prime, but of course we've got lots of people who grew up with the 2007 movie, so maybe this is something that they're looking forward to. So. And I don't know what the price is on that subscription figure. It's probably significant at the end of the day after you've gotten all the pieces. Mm-hmm. We also have the Walmart retro Transformers reissues, the G1 Optimus Prime, the G1 Bombshell and Ramhorn 2-pack, and then the Bumblebee and Gears that we talked about last week. So you can just Walmart was showing those off there. And then the premium collectible studio Transformers diorama by artist Chris Cooksey, and this was not for sale, but it was showing off all the
this might be what I was thinking of, that they're going to be selling in pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought it was a diorama.
Yeah. This is not the same diorama as the one we talked about before, but. It looks, this might be more impressive. I see you've got Unicron, all the movie characters in here. It's a really impressive piece, and looks pretty large. I don't know. This might be one of a kind. I don't know if they're going to sell this at all. I don't know. But yeah, it looks cool. So that was just this is the pre-show show stuff before we get to the actual Hasbro panel that's going to show off actually the new reveals. And then so Hasbro actually put the panel online, so you can actually see this on YouTube if you want. We'll have it in the show notes for everyone to take a look. And yeah, I mean, I gotta say, for at least looking at the reveals, I mean, I didn't watch the panel itself, but all the news sites have put up all the reveals. Kind of underwhelming for me. I mean, yeah. So just going through the figures, we've got the Studio Series Deluxe Rise of the Beast Double Punch, which is just a redeco of the Rise of the Beast Scorponok figure. So Scorponok in different colors. Not super exciting there from Rise of the Beast last year. Then we've got another Studio Series figure, and this is Dark of the Moon Hatchet, which is a Decepticon from there were set like I think this is kind of a troop builder. There were several Decepticons in that Dark of the Moon scene that was chasing Bumblebee down the highway, and they all transformed into kind of like beast, four-legged beast robots chasing after Bumblebee. So it was a cool action scene. So if you want this Hatchet figure, you can get that, and I guess you might want to get multiple ones if you want to build an army.
I'm sure Hasbro would like that.
Then we've got another Studio Series. This is Gamer Edition Voyager Skywarp. So of course it's a redeco of the Starscream figure with a new weapon. So if you are a fan of Skywarp, I guess you can get this. This is from the
War for
Cybertron game. So you can take a look at that. And I guess the new weapon is specific to Skywarp. I don't remember if Skywarp had.
I think it's just weapon in the game. It's one of the weapons.
Okay.
I think it might have been started off with him, but I think they're trying to include all the weapons from the game.
Okay. So there you go. Then we also have a Studio Series 86 Leader Galvatron, which is a redeco of the Kingdom Galvatron that came out a couple of years ago. So it's I guess the color scheme and deco is much closer to the 86 movie, and comes of course with the little matrix on the chain. And yeah, the colors definitely pop. They look a lot more like the 86 movie color scheme. I think the Galvatron from Kingdom was a different purple there. And also it comes with these blasters. These blasters are basically the shape of his ship from the 86 movie.
I think all the versions have come with those.
Oh, they're okay. All right. Then, yeah. So I guess I thought it was new, but it's not new. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've come with that before.
Okay. Yeah. So
when I saw this, I was like, they are getting their money's worth out of this mold. It's like the third or fourth time they've used it. And then I think, didn't they use it recently for a different character?
Straxus?
Yeah. So it was the base of Straxus. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, actually, I have my Straxus right here. You can see. Yeah, looks very Galvatron-y. So. Cool. And then they did mention Studio Series 86 Devastator, but they did not actually have it there because they're going to show it at your 10/27 event. So hold out for another week, or I guess a few days from when this show goes up, and we'll get to see that Studio Series Devastator. So look forward to that. Then they showed off the Mandalorian Transformers Starfighter. We just talked about that. And then the Naruto Transformers Kurama and Gamakichi, which we talked about last week, and still don't know anything about those figures because I did not take this week to watch Naruto, so still don't know anything about it. So, but for we might have some feedback addressing that
right.
coming up later in the show. So yeah, I mean, Jeremy, anything stood out for you? For me, it was it's pretty much all redecos for the most part, except for I guess the Hatchet figure, which
yeah. I think I haven't gotten any of those War for Cybertron stickers, so maybe I might get one of those. But for me, it's just none of those, just the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then whatever they do with the Studio Series Devastator, that might be interesting.
Yeah.
But I did see, I think it was on Reddit, someone complaining about all of these being, repaints and stuff. And it right now, the phase that we're in is the effects of the layoffs they had. I'm almost certain. Mm-hmm. And it's just, they had to have something in the pipeline and they couldn't create a lot of new molds, but they still had to have product in the pipeline. So they're doing all these repaints. And I'm sure in like a year or so, whenever the new line hits, we're going to get lots of new designs. But we do have like this Naruto thing. I mean, it's a remold of some figures, I think, but it's unique. Mandalorian is unique. So we are getting some neat things out there. And the Devastator, I think, is going to be, they said in the panel, they did say that they don't want to run into what they did with Minosaur, with people having to just hunt that one figure. So they're planning on having it easy to get all 6.
That's cool. I wonder what the Studio Series 86 Devastator is going to look like. Is it going to be similar to Menosaur, where you have like some cheating going on with the combiner figure, or is it going to be, all? I mean, because that you want this 86 version to look as much like the animated movie as possible, so there might need to be some cheating going on to make that happen.
But it might also be easier with a 6-figure Transformer than a 5 to
That's true.
Not have as much cheating. But there's always cheating in combiners. You can't get away from it.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all our toy discussion. If anyone has any thoughts about New York Comic Con or any of the real reveals there, please write in and let us know. Not a whole lot to discuss this week with the reveals at New York Comic Con, but that Mandalorian I think was pretty cool. So we're gonna focus on that and not worry about everything else. So but let's go on with the rest of the show and let's move on to Trips to the Store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. You can get all our Transmissions merchandise at TeePublic at transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. I'm wearing my bad guy shirt here, and Jeremy's got his RID 2001 Transmissions shirt there. So lots of stuff to get from our merchandise store, but if you want to get anything from TeePublic, you can use that link and that'll still help out the show. So just buy anything from TeePublic using that link, transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. So, all right, let's show off the stuff we got this week. I'll go first because I don't really have much to show off. I did get Destro number 5. So this is the last of the Destro miniseries. So we still got to review Destro and Scarlet at some point. Not this week, but at some point in the future.
We need to wait for Daryl to get back.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I picked up. And I kind of spoiled it earlier, but I did open my comic edition Straxus. So this is the flying gun mode of Straxus. And looks it's very accurate to the comic. I pulled out my old G1 comic, Transformers 18, where he turns into this gun mode, and it's really cool. They even took his weapon axe and made it so that it's like part of what he looks like when he's in gun mode. So it's like a little attachment. So yeah, Straxus is a cool character. Something I'm a fan of. I have heard of Straxus, so now I've got him. Yeah. So That's all I got. Yeah, this is, I showed this off already, but now I did open them. And now that I'm going to be able to see Bob Budiansky at TFCon again, I can get him to sign my Straxus box. So I had him sign my Shockwave box over the summer. So now he can sign my Straxus box.
That's really cool. All right. Well, nothing transforming for me, but it's that time of year where it's time for the Hallmark ornaments. And went today to pick up ornaments, and I got the Holiday Prime. I was on the fence earlier. I didn't get the actual toy that they made of this a few years ago, but I got the Holiday Prime. I think the box might show them a little better there. So it looks really cool. The green and the red and stuff, it works really well together. That's kind of silly, but then there was another like series celebrating their 40th anniversary this year that had an ornament, and I hate that Daryl's not here because I'm sure he would appreciate me showing off that I got Voltron, Defender of the Universe, as a ornament, and this thing looks fantastic. I'm excited that they made one, and since Legendary Defender is leaving Netflix in December, still need more Voltron in our lives, and they are progressing on the live action movie apparently. So awesome.
Why is it leaving Netflix? Where is it going to go somewhere else? Or just
the DreamWorks has the distribution rights, so it's basically after December, DreamWorks can have it somewhere else. So it'll show up somewhere. I'm speculating since Amazon MGM is doing the live action movie, it'll probably go to Prime Video.
Makes sense.
Who knows? The Voltron, like the Facebook account for Voltron, actually put out a surprisingly informative post about the whole situation. So, I still haven't watched the last episode. I need to do that before it leaves Netflix.
I didn't finish like season 2, so I got to go back and maybe I'll just do a rewatch before December. And
you've got just like, it's like December 7th or something. It's early December, so you got to hurry.
All right. Top of the binge list, I guess, for Voltron. All right, well, that's all we got this week for Trips to the Store. Let's move on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
Okay, let's finish up the show with some feedback. We have one bit of feedback, a comment left on our YouTube episode 612, the toy show last week. This comment comes from Nerdstradamus, aka Dr. Pants. So Dr. Pants got to write in. Unfortunately, was not available to be on the show last week, and he is a little bit disappointed about that. So Dr. Pants writes in, "Oh man, what a week for me not to be on an anime and video game crossover figure. I really like the look of the Naruto figure, but I'm disappointed that it's a Kingdom Cheater remold. I really didn't like that figure, but that Fox Demon Beast mode looks really, really cool, so I'm torn if I want it or not. Finally, just to help clarify one thing though, it's called Rathalos Prime in the West because that's the monster's name in the games when they come over to our side of the world. In Japan, the monster is called Leolias." Okay. So thank you for clearing up that mystery. So, for everyone who plays Monster Hunter, you probably knew that, but I am not a Monster Hunter guy, so was not aware of that. So Rathalos in the West, Leolias in Japan, and maybe it should be a Leolias Convoy since it's Japan, and then Rathalos Prime.
I think Japan's getting away from using the Convoy name for Prime now. I mean, since the live action movies, they've just been using Optimus Prime.
Oh, interesting. Oh, well. then Convoy will live on in nostalgia, I guess. So, all right. Well, that's all for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.